Oh, this early in the morning? Interesting.
Yes,
You have a great metabolism
I
then.
need protein.
You need protein, yes. Yes, definitely. That's what we all need. All
Those
right.
are so destructive.
I didn't tell you actually, but Sophie is a. Did you know that Sophie's a nutriologist, right?
In Australia?
I know, a nutriologist.
Ah, yes. Really, I heard. I didn't tell you that Sophie is in Australia, and I said, oh, wow.
Wow, that's she's taking her classes at 6 o'clock at 3 o'clock in the morning or at 3 o'clock in the
Yes,
afternoon. No, no, no,
I am by her.
no. That was completely wrong. What have I done? Oh no, his phonetics are all messed up thanks to me. You know. No, no, no.
I
She said
think
that
the computer.
it's a computer a little bit. Okay, let's blame the computer. Let's blame the computer. So she's a nutriologist. So I I hired her to get my nutrition, and
Oh,
it's giving results, bro. Like it's I'm going places. I'm feeling results, and I have been only one
okay.
month. Ah. Now that you talk about
Okay.
protein, I was like, dude, yes, protein. Protein is everything.
Yes, exactly.
Ah,
To be strong, it's all.
yes, man. And the gym is actually is is developing. Well, I'm developing gym routines really well.
Hey, I saw your stories on Instagram
Oh,
and
great.
very nice work. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And actually, like, I want to upload again because the day I uploaded, the, the,
Yes.
the, the position was super bad, and everybody told me, dude, your push-ups are really bad. Your position is really bad. You need to move every. Uh, and I was like, fuck.
That's it.
Okay, I will try again tomorrow. You know. Well, next week, no, because
Yes.
it's a muscular group. So yeah, you should. I tell you that because you should.
Yes. And thanks. I didn't know. Well, so I have to go with her and
Mm-hmm.
hire uh, what's the name? An appointment? No.
An appointment, yes, an appointment.
Yeah, an appointment. Not a day is completely different. And
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly. A date.
I remember my A1 class, and I think
Nice.
no, there's a different word.
A different situation.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally, totally.
That's
But
good. Yeah, you should.
it
You
will.
should definitely. It's really, really nice. So in your case that
Yes,
you do a lot of exercise, you should try to do something like that.
yes.
Mhm. Okay. Well, anyway, yesterday we saw this, right? Because we with you we have a little time. So phrases. Okay. What does phrases mean to you? When you hear the word phrase, what do you understand? Or what do you expect?
For example, can you this moment I'm eating um a little food, you start
Mhm.
by thinking in what I must do later. I don't know. I yes.
Okay, and
I
what?
think that a phrase, sorry,
No, yes, go on. I think that what?
a phrase uh, can have all the type of the words in English, adjectives, noun, adverbs, prepositions, and it's very interesting how you can combine all these words. For
Okay.
example, uh, I'm eating a
Mhm,
little
mhm.
food,
Oh, okay. So it.
and
Uh-huh. Mhm.
okay, and you are connecting your ideas, but it's the same phrase. I don't
Yeah,
know
sure.
if I'm
Mhm.
correct.
You're
That's
actually
that's
right.
it.
You're actually right. It's the way you build your sentence is by using portions of information in the correct position, in the right construction, no, and things like that. So that's very interesting because your brother had a definition of phrases as something more lexical, more like an expression like in a nutshell. That's a phrase, or an expression like the early bird takes the worm, which is equivalent in Spanish to
Mm,
no, similar to el que madruga Dios le ayuda. That type of phrase,
like a saying.
like a saying, exactly. That's right. So when when we are thinking in sometimes in Spanish with no grammar, we think about lexical and cultural phrases.
Yes, exactly.
But you in this moment you gave me the grammatical phrase, which is very nice because that was my point. What we're going to do during the following week is to learn the different types of phrases and most importantly, how to build them. Because
Okay.
we focus on translating and spitting words in different orders, and sometimes we don't really pay attention to the position of words because we're thinking in Spanish. So getting familiar with phrases can help us correct mistake, can help us construct really nice sentences, can help us really, really, really well. And probably you are familiar with two of these. You are very familiar with noun phrases because I have been teaching you this for a long time since B1,
Yes.
and verb phrases because I have always been emphatic on formulas, no? But now you are going to see how an adjective phrase is built, how an adverb phrase is built, how prepositional phrases exist, and the rest of them.
Mhm.
Okay? So let's start.
Wait.
Definition of a phrase. Let's start here.
Yes. I read it.
Yeah.
Okay. Definition: portions of the sentence that work together as a unit. Mhm.
Hmm?
Okay. Yes, the sentence is the bigger,
Exactly. The biggest.
the biggest. Sorry.
Yes. The biggest.
Well, everybody commits mistakes.
Okay, okay. Yes, 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 yes. I will accept it for the moment. Okay, so what is a noun phrase?
A noun phrase functions just like a noun in a sentence, hence its name. It includes the noun and adjectives to describe the noun. Okay. Mhm. The pretty little flowers are blossoming in my garden.
That's right. Do you remember this topic when we saw this?
Ooh, yes,
Do,
one
do
year
you want me
ago.
to refresh? Yes, exactly.
One
Here
year
we go.
ago.
I can refresh your memory with showing you this.
when I started to see this topic, I my my mind changed.
When you what?
My idea of my idea of English and my mind changed a lot
When did you say? Can you repeat that?
when I saw this topic.
Oh, when you saw this topic. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
So it really, really
yes,
matched, really, really created a thing in your mind.
yes,
That's very nice.
it was a
That's very
start.
nice. It was exactly. Well, that's the thing. Exactly. As you can see, since the beginning, we have been using the terminology now phrases. I eventually, after I taught you that, I did some changes to the slides and I called them complex nouns. I think, well, from the beginning, it was complex nouns, no?
Mhm.
Which
I
was
remember.
a noun with adjectives.
Mhm.
So, complex noun was the didactical form to see it, and noun phrase is the real grammatical name.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's the way. And in the same way, I don't know if we saw it together, but we also saw complex verbs.
Uh, no, I
No,
think
that's the one I changed.
no, that part. No.
Well, it's not that difficult. It's just the structural form of verbs. Like, this section:
Okay.
present verb plus complement, past verb, have plus past participle, had plus past participle. This group of words is the one that I am talking
Okay.
about. Modal plus simple, all the green sections. And that's
Mhm.
also a verb phrase.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So just give me a second because your brother just arrived. Hello, Louis. You there?
Hello, teacher. Good morning. How are you?
Hello, I'm good, man. I'm good, good, good. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks a lot.
I
Very
thought
happy.
you're very happy. That's very nice. I really thought you were not coming because it was your birthday. You were like, nah, today is my birthday.
I was, I was very near of doing that.
You were considering the idea, right?
Yes.
Very bad. But yeah, that's good. Good that you know. Chucho was here by himself, so we started checking yesterday's class to recover the information, right?
Perfect.
Right. So if you have any question right now, let's review it, right? Because we are the next classes will depend on this information. Okay.
Okay.
So let's bring this up, Chucho. Let's continue with something new so we can pass really really quick.
Okay.
Adjective phrase.
Uh, an adjective. Ay, ¿qué pasó? An adjective phrase is a phrase that describes or otherwise provides additional meaning for an adjective. It contains an adjective and any words that modify the adjective. Here are a few examples of adjective phrases with its sentences. With the adjective phrases both. That sound choice was way too bold. Okay. She was taller than all of her classmates.
So the orange section is after. What do you notice here? What is this?
Sorry, my microphone.
Okay,
The verb to
yeah,
be.
the verb to be. The position of an adjective is after the verb to be.
Mhm.
So all the complement that describes the noun or that describes the subject is an adjective phrase.
Yes, yes, yes.
You see? Especially when you are using an adjective like bold in this case or taller in this case. So
Yes.
whenever it's a description after the verb to be or a linking verb such as feel,
Get.
Get, exactly. Become, you
Will.
remember.
Oh,
Excellent.
yes. Yes. Oh,
Excellent.
easy.
Easy. Easy. The tutorial. Very good. So then we
Yes,
have
okay.
adverb phrase. What is an adverb phrase? Continue, Chuch. Really, really quick.
An adverbial phrase is a phrase that takes on the role of an adverb in a sentence. Adverbs, the how, modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Adverbs also answer the when, the where, and the why of a verb. Therefore, adverb phrases may do that too. Okay. He bakes cakes every Sunday. When? We
Exactly.
round up there at a breakneck speed. And it was how?
Close.
Yes.
The part that involved this section is the how at a breakneck speed. But out of there,
And where?
where? That's it.
Where?
You cut it so
Exactly.
fast. Damn, that's pretty good. And yesterday, guys, yesterday we skipped prepositional phrases. We didn't see this. So let's take the opportunity with the review with Chucho so we can learn prepositional. Okay? So pay attention here, guys. Victor, are you there?
He's as dead.
Yes, teacher. Yes,
Excellent.
yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect, because that one is new.
Okay.
Prepositional phrase. Go, Chucho.
Yes, prepositional phrase. Prepositions help us describe the position of a noun or pronoun. A prepositional phrase includes the preposition as well as all the words that follow. Okay. The new bookshop is going to be opening near my house. Okay.
You see? What is the difference between a
Yes, new.
prepositional phrase, for example, and an adverb phrase when an adverb is where? What do you think is the difference?
In a prepositional phrase, you are connecting a noun with a phrase, but only a noun. No.
But only a noun. Only a noun. What do you think? What do you
Uh,
mean?
I don't think that is not with respect to the position. In the adverbial phrase is talking about an uh, uh, a group of words and an expression that works or function as an adverb.
Okay.
So an adverb modifies adjective or other adverbs. So I
Nice.
think in the adverb phrase you need to have an adverb and an adjective
Like
or
something
an
else.
adverb. You need another adjective or adverb.
Okay.
So in that sense, you'd say that the phrase is modifying the first one, the adjective or the adverb. And in the prepositional phrase, you need only have the preposition, and that's it.
Close. That's more complicated. Because if you see the words that the word is connecting, that will be very complicated to understand. In the case of adverbs, you need to check that if the if the complement has a how, a complementary how, then all this is an adverb phrase.
Yeah, because you're explaining the verb. No?
Exactly. Or as Louis said, an adverb or an adjective. I mean,
Yes.
the thing here is that the difference here would be that here we are talking about where the action is done, right? And in the second one, we are talking about the position of the bookshop. So this is a noun. Technically, in the second one, in the prepositional phrase, we are describing the location of something. Something. When in the previous one, we are talking about where something happens. Happens. That will be the biggest difference. The first one is where something happens. The second one is where something is. is versus happens. Do you understand the difference?
For example,
Uh-huh.
I kick him. No. Hold, forget it. My brain. No.
Crashed. Again, try to do it. Try to do it. Your microphone is off.
The first one was what? What? Wait.
Continue. The first one.
No. The first one, other phrase is to specify where, but what type of where?
The first one is to specify the where. Aha. The first one is to specify where something happens. And the second one is to specify where something is.
For example, I kick him there.
I kicked him there. Okay. There is an
And
adverb.
then, yes, and then I'm in the jail.
And then I'm in jail. In jail is a prepositional phrase because you use the verb to be. I am.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the biggest difference. So check this out, guys. The verb be determines a lot of things, right? And here you have a prepositional phrase. You see? So adverbs and prepositions are very similar, very, very similar. The only detail is what verb you are describing. And if, as Louis said, if there is an adjective or you are describing another adverb, then definitely this is a purple phrase, not a yellow one. Got it? So let me take a note on that. While an adverb phrase determines where something happens, a prepositional one describes where something is. And that can help you understand the difference between the two. Questions?
No, not me.
All right. Perfect. So then we get to the second part, the part that we didn't finish yesterday. Yesterday, I was teaching Louis and Victor how the transformation of a verb occurs. Something that Chucho really knows because there was a lot of emphasis on previous classes, remember? We transform a verb into a noun, or we can transform a verb into an adjective. Each one of them. And this is yesterday's topic. So, for example, Victor, do you remember how to transform a verb into a noun?
Yes, maybe. Yeah, you have to add ing.
Excellent, man. Very good. Yes. So when you say I love swimming, swimming is a noun, not a verb,
Okay.
right? And the rest of the information is part of the noun gerund phrase. That's what we call a gerund, a verb with ing. And for example, Luis, do you remember how to transform a verb into an adjective? Is Luis okay? Is Luis having a stroke?
Silence.
I
Yes.
had an inspiration.
You were building? Ah, okay. You were
I
building
think
inspiration.
it's not in the same way using ing.
Yes, but that's 50% of the answer. Yesterday we saw what is.
Linking verbs.
No, no, no. That's not the answer to everything. Yes.
No,
We
it's
have
with the
here.
ing. And,
What is a participle?
with the ed ending.
That's a partial word because what happens with irregular verbs? Irregular verbs don't end in ed.
So using the past participle.
Okay, so what is the complete answer?
Okay. Habit can be transformed into an adjective
Uh-huh.
using their gerund or past participle form.
Very good. Very, very good. I would say either the gerund or the past participle form.
Yes, one of them. Yes, you cannot
Ah,
use both
you can
at
use
the same
both.
time.
Exactly. So you need to say either.
Yes, either or either
Say it again.
gerund
Say it
or
again. Uh-huh.
past participle.
Perfect. That's right. So when you use either the gerund or the past participle form, you are using, or you can use the word as an adjective in any of the situations, and the information that is next to it is also considered part of the participle phrase. Let's take more examples of this one because yesterday we got stuck here. So let's go for participle phrases. Check this out. A participle is a verb that functions as a modifier, blah, 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 blah. The running dog crashes into the wall. Okay, here. Some, that's very, very bad written. We need an E, it's incorrect. Some participle phrases, Jesus Christ, who wrote this? Some participle phrases, examples include running at a high speed, the dog crashed into the wall. I want you to pay attention on this example because there is a comma here. You see, running at a high speed, the dog crashed into the wall. If we see the normal production of sentences, we need to start with the dog. The dog crashed into the wall running at a high speed. Right? This is what we call a gerund phrase. But or a participle phrase, no, it depends. But if you're talking about past participle phrases, this is when we get the same treatment, but describing the person. Confused by the homework assignment, I emailed my professor. Or switch, I emailed my professor confused by the homework assignment. Who's confused? I or the professor?
I.
Right. Totally right. But it's not necessary to say, I was confused when I emailed my professor. You know, that's simple English. Person verb complement, connector person verb complement. No. Here we are adapting a verb that is describing the person in the same sentence. Do you get it?
Okay.
Take notes.
Okay.
Next. The police were to locate the car stolen from my neighbor's driveway. Look at how complementary is this information to the adjective stolen, which is the past participle of steal. No? The police worked to locate the car stolen from my neighbor's driveway. The connector from is saying where the car was stolen, and all this information is describing the car. This information, I repeat, is not necessarily separated in a second sentence. You can put it together in the same sentence. Do you agree?
For example, the way to connect the cause is the two words by and from. But in the last example, it's like sock from the rain. Why not with by?
Why not what?
No.
There was internet
Why not
problems.
with by?
Why not with by socks
For
from the ring? I don't understand.
Yeah, because for example, police work to locate the car stolen from a place, my neighbor's driveway. It's a place. But in the first and the third example, confused by and the homework assignment. The homework assignment is not a place, it's a fact, a cause.
I think.
The third example, by the gardener, a person. But in the final example, it's soak from the rain. The rain is not a location, it's a subject, And I think
I know.
why well, yeah, I know, but why from and not by? Soaked by the rain.
Oh, okay, because it's a collocation. Do you get the point? No?
Yes.
Right. Collocations. Words that usually go together.
Okay.
Don't- I like your reaction, like, oh my god, my question was really bad. No. I mean, it's normal. It's normal because
hashtag English.
hashtag English, exactly. Some words, especially prepositions, go together with other words just because hashtag English. That's the
Exactly.
only explanation in this case.
Yeah, we saw it the last week.
Exactly. Yes, very good. You remember. So by the homework assignment, this is passive voice, this is passive voice, and this is a location. So then what's up with this? Well, that's a collocation. That was a good question. It was a really, really good question, actually.
Okay. See you on Monday because I
It's time, man. It's time. Go home.
time to be free.
Yes. Have a good day, man.
You too.
So, guys, why is this important? This is very, very important to know because in order to really, really speak English and understand native people, I don't know if you noticed, but when you speak Spanish, you need to use your short memory to memorize what the other person said. I don't know if you have noticed that. Somebody tells you, "¿Qué hora es?" for example, and the information is processed in your mind literally. There is no adaptation. There is no other form. You cannot say other thing, or you cannot think in another question, such as ¿qué hora es? There is no variation. Do you agree with me? So, in your mind, you catch the question, you memorize the full phrase and you respond. Son las 7, son las 8. Well, when we are thinking in English, we need to do exactly the same. Because the mistake that you are committing is that you catch the information, you pass information to Spanish, and you forget the organization of words because you're thinking in Spanish. So this is the step that you need to avoid. You need to only think in the way phrases are put and built in English. What happens if I change and I close this window? Would you be able to remember the example? You know? What was the first example, for example? Who remembers? Let's try to build it. First, it was something about the homework, and then it was something about an email. Can you reveal the sentence by yourself?
I don't think so. I think I
Let's build it
didn't
together.
pay enough attention to the sentences.
That's right. One, the attention, and two, the formation of words. Do you remember anything?
Maybe you remember the general idea, but precisely which word were used and how they were structured is different.
That's the thing that I need you to focus on. Because you said exactly what I'm trying to say. I remember the general idea because the general idea is Spanish. I translated the idea to Spanish and I understand it. But I didn't really focus on the positioning of words. And this is the important part. If you want to speak advanced English and you want to be able to really catch information in a native way, then you need to start paying attention in the positioning of words. A help. Let's reveal the first sentence. The first sentence was a participial phrase, then next to a comma, next to a person verb complement. The participial phrase was describing the person, the student. What happened to the student? Who remembers?
Victor remembers, teacher.
Anyone? Anyone? Two together.
He was
Let's rebuild.
confused.
He was what?
Confused?
Excellent. He was confused. Very good. So let's eliminate he and was, and the sentence started with confused.
Okay.
Okay? Then confused is a past participle adjective, which
Okay.
means that technically this is passive voice.
Okay.
What is a connector for passive voice?
I don't know. But
By. So confused by.
yes.
Right? What confused the student?
I don't remember. The email? No.
That was the consequence.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? And it happened 10 seconds ago. Very bad. What confused the students, Luis? Do you remember?
No. No, I don't remember.
Not at all. So the information that we have is confused by something,
Yes.
right? Comma.
Yes.
Person verb complement. What happened in the after the comma?
Something about an email.
Something about an email. So we
Yes.
have probably you have Okay, something about the email. Who sent an email to who?
The student to his teacher.
This to his teacher. So build a sentence. Person, verb, complement.
The second part of the sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Confused by something. The student was no. The student cannot send an email.
Cannot send an email. Eliminate cannot.
The student sent an email to
Exactly.
his teacher.
Send an email to his teacher, right?
Yes.
Look at how in your short memory, this is so interesting. Using your short memory, the sentence became a little different from the original one. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Confused by the homework assignment, that was the something,
Mhm.
and check that he never used the verb send.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, right? That you included it because in Spanish we never say le, lo corre, you know. We say lo whatsappie. Probably we say lo, no, porque Messenger, no. Whatsappear, probably yes. But we never
Yeah.
say, no? But in English, the verb email exists. So our Spanish mind modified the original sentence, and that completely destroys the analysis that we are doing. So the best way to analyze English in a new form, in an advanced way, is to really pay attention on these details. The difference between our language and others is the way how they omit some information, what's the meaning of some words, and memorize words that we usually don't use. This exercise will be done with the video. I will play a section of the video. You need to take notes and you need to see how many phrases you are able to memorize in one segment of the video. Of course, not all the different videos, no? But now you need to start giving information by phrases and not by words. You see what I mean?
Yes, because in the previous exercise, we are translating things first to Spanish.
Uh-huh.
You analyze if you are capturing the correct idea.
Right.
And when your mind says yes, you are right, you communicate the answer.
Precisely. When your mind says, okay, it's valid, it's already perfect, communicated, you do it without really thinking about the position of words. We're not thinking about what was the real,
Yeah,
what was
you
the
are not
verb.
thinking in terms of the English grammar. You are thinking about in terms of the structure of the grammar of your Spanish translation.
Exactly. Exactly. And I don't want to be super emphatic with verb, with grammar, because of course, as you say, it's something very important that you have told me all since I know you. You have said it's not, it's impossible to think in grammar terminology. So I agree with you, but at least it's important to observe what portions of the information are different from Spanish, because when I speak English, I will not use those words. The best example was here. I sent an email to my professor. The word sent is not used here. That means that it was a Spanish translation. You see?
Yes.
Uh-huh. That specific part was the best example. And other examples include, well, collocations, no? Words that are incorrectly translated. Uh, what else? Words that are usually together, such as the word by, no?
And
Uh,
the issue when the when the original sentence uses words or even a structure that doesn't exist in your language.
of course, structures that we don't use in Spanish that exist, right? Synonyms. Synonyms. For example, here, the police were to locate. Probably the word was find, no? And we will say, okay, find is the right word, but if there was a synonym, what was the synonym of find? Oof, this is when it becomes super tricky. You see? This is really thinking in English. So here you have. Take your notes. Let's pass in this moment to Jessie because Jessie will pass attendance.
Hi, morning.
Hello,
So
girl.
I will say attendance, please. Luis.
Hi, Jesse, good morning. I'm here, thank you.
Hi, Luis. Thank you. Victor.
Hi, Jesse. Good morning.
Hi, Victor. Morning. And Jesus.
Ya se fue. Sí vino.
All right. Okay. Sophie.
Mm-mm.
Sophie, no. And
Absent.
it's
And it's is on vacation. So
all right.
she's sleeping.
So good. So that's all.
So
Thank you, everyone.
you too,
Have a
girl.
nice night. No, have a nice day.
And I say,
Have
yes.
a nice day and weekend.
Sorry. Have a good day and nice weekend.
Thank you, girl.
So, you're welcome.
Perfect. So now you see the importance of these phrases.
Teacher, I think I
Grouping.
need to abandon.
That's so sad. And why is that? You have a meeting? Yeah, right?
Yeah, something similar.
Okay. Yeah, it's your birthday. Yes. Go, man. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Thank you, teacher.
Yes.
See you next Monday.
You too. So your brother only came for the list. You know, I say present, bye bye. See you later. No? Are you there, Victor?
Yes, sorry, teacher.
Okay. I thought you left too.
I was searching my pen and my notebook.
Oh, okay. Are you taking notes?
Yes.
What part do you want to take notes? So I can display for
uh,
you.
no, yes, that's correct. Okay.
That part, right? Yeah. Okay. Which let me complement this information with gerund phrases, okay? Because yes, we have participles, but we would need some gerunds too. So let's do it. Okay, you're taking notes on the participles ones, no? Wearing and even feeling the wind. Nah. Okay, here are some more examples. The first set is for INGs, and the second set is for past participles. And let me know when you're ready.
Ready, teacher.
Ready? Perfect. That's gonna become super useful in the listening exercise. Have you seen? No, I think we haven't seen listening exercises because we have been focusing on conversation when we watch the videos. But now that we are going to do the listening exercise, I'm going to focus on, we're gonna play a section of the video, no? And then you're gonna take notes of that section of the video, trying to answer the question. You need to answer the question literally. So the best way to attack this specific activity is by trying to memorize portions of information, completing words and etc. It's super useful. All the students that I have had have grown their level thanks to that exercise. Super useful.
Okay.
Let's see how we do.
Yes.
So let's finish this with infinitive phrases and appositives. Okay?
Yes.
Let's read this part. Action.
I read that.
Yeah, go. I read that. Yeah, I was waiting for you.
Infinitive phrase. As you might.
Might, apostrophe VE is might have.
Okay, yes. But is there any pronunciation to that two words together?
Of course. The might have, let's say, imagine the T transforms to Spanish era, and it sounds might have.
Oh, as you might.
Might have. Might have.
Okay, yeah. Okay. As you might have guessed, an infinitive phrase starts with the infinitive, the linking verb to. I want to go to the cinema later.
Right. Do you know what is an infinitive?
Is form. I think that this is the natural form of a verb.
Close, because can be. Okay, let's take that definition. So this natural form of the verb always needs a connector too.
Okay.
Right? If you have, usually after the verbs want, like, love, hate, etc., we need an infinitive verb. And by consequence, after the infinitive verb, we need all the complement that goes together with the infinitive.
Okay. Okay.
Right? So it's always, usually, no? Not always, but usually with with these verbs: want, play, love, hate, etc.
Okay.
Okay. Now, infinitive phrases exist also in other positions. For example, in the first sentence, in the first part of a sentence. Look at this.
Never attend anything.
Do you get where is the infinitive phrase?
The only way. Okay. The only way is to never attend anything.
To never attempt anything, yes, and that is the second infinitive phrase that we have in these examples. The first one is this: to never fail.
Okay. Yes.
You see?
Okay. The only way. Okay.
That's the way. Mhm. So you can have more than two.
Okay.
Uh, let's take another one. To laugh, which is phrase number one, is to live profoundly.
Okay.
Groups that go together.
And for example, in the second one, we can substitute to laugh for laughing.
Excellent question. What an excellent question. Oof. You made a very advanced question.
Okay.
To laugh is to live, laughing is to live profoundly. There is, do you remember what is parallel structure?
No.
It's easy. You have um, two parts of a sentence,
Okay.
and the first sentence needs to match the second grammatically. Imagine
Okay.
the connector and.
Mhm.
I say I like when I on the weekend I like to eat chicken wings, ice cream, and fries.
Yes.
These three components are nouns.
Yes.
So my question, my sentence is correct. What happens if I change one for a verb?
Mm,
It is incorrect. I like on the weekends I like to eat chicken wings, ice cream, and go to the cinema. Suddenly the sentence sounds weird.
yes.
That's because you cannot connect a verb with a noun.
Okay.
The parallelism changes.
Yes. 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 Yes.
The same thing happens here. If you change to laugh, you need to change to live.
Mm,
So you can transform it to a gerund. Try to say it. Laughing,
is to live in profoundly.
eliminate two. Two goes with a simple verb.
Yes. 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 Is living
Exactly.
profound.
Yes, sir.
And for example, in your first example, that we are talking about some things, some nouns, and finally a verb. How can I say that correctly?
To fail is finally a verb. I don't understand.
In your example, for example, on the weekend I like to eat burgers, pozole, and run with my dog.
Okay. Then you need to check the and needs to connect another noun. So you transform the verb into a noun.
Ah, yes, of course.
And
And
running with my
run
dog.
Yes, of course. Yes, yes, yes. Of
So
course. Yes.
we are becoming the full part after it is a very, very big gerund phrase.
Yes.
You see? Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay.
Very interesting questions. Parallel structure is everything in this case.
And maybe that kind of structures can be or could be strange, but I think that because you have to have that the same structure, so
Definitely.
is easier.
Definitely.
But
Exactly.
but why it is different from Spanish? It could be hard, but in
Yes.
structure is easier.
In a structure is easy, exactly. And it makes sense. Everything connects really well. But thinking in
Yes,
Spanish, nothing connects. Like literally, everything is so different.
yes, yes, yes.
That's the issue. So, and as you can see, well, I'm trying not to teach you a lot of grammar, just the fundamentals, and that is like the necessary things to check. Phrases, parallel structure, and ready. You are ready to go. And collocations, and ready. You're ready to go. You can do whatever you want with that information,
Okay, 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 okay.
right? These examples are
Okay.
really good, eh? You should take notes of these
Yes.
examples. Let's
Okay.
let's take this ones. And you should underline or yeah, underline the ones
Yes.
that have the phrases. This is really, really cool. I like this website, ThoughtCo.
Yes.
Oh my god, I have learned so much reading that website.
Really?
It's crazy good, eh? It's really good. They have a very interesting
Okay.
compendium of examples, but really, really good.
Right, teacher.
Ready?
Yes.
So I teach this this part,
Yes.
the infinitive phrases. I have taught this like purpose. There is one, the one with Luke Skywalker.
Yes. Yes.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. When he says to rescue you, he is talking about the purpose why he did that. Usually, infinitives have a meaning of purpose. Usually, not always, but that can help.
To rescue you to have the. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Remember. Okay.
Another one to rescue you from the pain peeling. That's another purpose. Wish to live deliberately. To front only the essential facts of life. This is another purpose. To front only the essential facts of life.
Yes. Okay.
Mhm. So it usually has a little of a meaning of that. That can also help building and memorizing things easily.
Yes.
The last one is super easy. The name is a little bit weird, but it's very easy because it's very similar to Spanish. Sometimes comas make a little parenthesis in a text,
Of course. Yes. Yes. Yes.
no? So this is the same in English. That doesn't change. Check it out. Let's read this part so we can finish.
Okay. A positive phrase. A positive helps you to clarify well, which noun you are talking about. And a positive phrase is basically an appositive, but with more than one word. They help to add more detail to the noun.
Mhm.
My dinner tonight, a spicy vegetable curry. Curry. It's going to be delicious.
Okay, but don't separate it so much. My dinner tonight, a spicy vegetable curry because this is the dinner,
Okay. Spicy vegetable. It's going to be delicious. Okay.
right? It's more information about the dinner.
Yes, of course. Yes.
That part is very similar to Spanish.
Yes,
Here you have, man. We finished analyzing phrases,
of course. Yes.
right? So over the next week, we're going to learn how to build them, how to put them together, so you can understand. Well, analyzing the video that we saw on Tuesday, so we can
Yes.
get this straight, right?
Okay. Right.
Very
Yes.
good, Vic. Good job. I will see you then on Monday.
Yes, teacher. Thank you.
Enjoy your weekend, man.
See you, teacher.
See you, man.
Thank you.